Hey, what is good? What is good? What is good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who I is, the good doc, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic. I'm gonna premiere this video live stream slash whatever the hell I want to call it. Thank you guys for joining me today. Unfortunately, I tried to do the live on this one, but you know what happened? It did not want to work. All that in and out stuff, it really doesn't help me to create the ambiance that I want for my audience. So, in order for me to be able to get you guys to enjoy it, I'm going to do a pre-record on this one, probably just do a live premiere so that we can at least have a general conversation about it as it stands. So, all right. Let's go ahead and knock this sumbitch out the park. All right. So, all the formalities out the way, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you get the likes up on the video, caress it, molest it, distress it. You know it wants it, definitely has to have it. Everything you should need to know about the good doc is listed in the links in the description area below. So in today's topic, we are going to talk about how to deal with overbearing Filipinas. Now, what I'm about to say, some of you may have heard in the beginning of the show, but we're going to go ahead and review a little bit. We're going to do a little review lesson on this particular topic because a lot of what needs to be said. All right. So how to deal with overbearing Filipinas. I do believe that most of us, at least the gentlemen that I cater to, the audience that I cater to, many of us share an admiration for Filipinas, for the most part. I think most of us do share a general admiration for Filipinas. We admire them. We like them. We spend our time with them. We choose to date them. They choose to date us, etc. But in all of this dating, sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes Filipinas can just be too damn much, okay? Excuse me. Filipinas can be just too much sometimes. You know, the constant text messaging, the asking, how are you? Where are you? What are you doing? Did you have your lunch? Did you have your dinner? Did you have your breakfast? Good morning, babe. Good afternoon, babe. Good evening, babe. All of that stuff in the beginning, it may be nice, but after a while, it could definitely start to be just a little bit too much. You know, the need for them to be with you everywhere that you go, or the need for them to know where you're going, excuse me, can sometimes create a situation if you choose to give into it. I want to dig a little bit deeper in that particular aspect. I'm going to say it again. Sometimes if you give into the questioning of where you are, where you're going, or allowing her to go everywhere that you go, it could sometimes create a situation when you choose to give into it. For example, if you constantly answer those questions that they're asking, knowing that you have nothing to hide, it could backfire. Because unless they are with you, they may still think that you're lying. And the constant need to prove yourself could turn you into a Mitch. That is Mitch. Now, when we got to this particular part of the show, when it started cutting out, I asked the question, does anybody know what a Mitch is? And some of my guys knew exactly what it meant. A Mitch is basically the male version of a bitch. Basically, you're a man bitch, all right? And you turn yourself into a man bitch when you allow yourself to be cornered or allow yourself to be frustrated and flustered at the fact that a woman doesn't believe you when you know you have nothing to hide. Could definitely gear you towards becoming one of those Mitches that is highly discredited and disapproved of in this particular genre that we fuck with over here. But besides the dark aspect of, Filipinas and their questioning and things like that, in my personal opinion, I think that the overbearing nature of most Filipinas is because they care. Now, I'm saying the overbearing nature of most. I'm not saying this is for all. I'm just saying that it is for most. In my personal opinion, I believe that the overbearing nature of most Filipinos is because they care. And I can give you guys an example. One time, my Jeepney got into an accident. I was sitting in the back, and just as a quick tidbit of information, if you're ever going to ride the Jeep, never sit all the way in the back. Never sit all the way in the front if you're in the back part. But find your way in the middle. You know, somebody can cushion the blow if you get into an accident, right? Because if you get hit from behind, that's going to hurt. If you're sitting in the front and he collides with somebody, that can hurt. So find your way in between people so that, just in case there's a little bit of cushion. So back to what I was saying. My Jeepney got into an accident, and the minute a girl knew and heard that my Jeepney got into an accident, she called me. She was super crying and she was super, super hysterical and broke out into tears and all this shit. Like, oh my God, I thought you were hurt, this, that, and the other. And, she was explaining, how she genuinely felt after hearing that my Jeepney got into an accident. And I was like, I'm good. It's nothing for you to worry about. I'm fine. But in hindsight, it was unexpected. That reaction, in my personal opinion, it was unexpected, but it did feel good. Okay? Let me say that again. It was unexpected for me to get that type of reaction from a female over my genuine care, but it did feel damn good that a young lady cared that I actually, was okay. And sometimes, like I say, the overbearing nature of Filipinas, we can definitely take that for granted as well. I knew a guy who broke up with his girl because she was so overbearing and he just couldn't take it. He wanted to play around, and when he realized that no other woman would take care of him like he wanted them to, the same way that his ex-girlfriend did, he finally realized that he didn't have it so bad back then. As a matter of fact, one of my close Filipino guy friends, he had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend used to bring him lunch every single day he had duty in the hospital. He's a nursing student. His girlfriend used to bring him lunch every single day when he had duty in the hospital. Then, if he worked late or he worked the night shift, she would bring him dinner every single day that he was working those shifts. And although it can seem like, she's just trying to be a part of your life, as much as it seems that she's just trying to smother you and be all in your ass when you don't want her to be, as much as you want to get away from that, I kind of feel like the minute you get away from that and, you start to live your life, and then you realize that none of the other girls that you deal with treat you anywhere near as good as she did, that's when people's eyes begin to open. You understand? That's when people start to say, damn, maybe, just maybe I didn't have it so bad back then. Some people would be like, man, maybe if I treated that young lady just a little bit better, if I at least acted like I cared, or at least showed some appreciation to her, maybe I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in right now. Because I've seen this happen to a lot of guys. And this is always a topic of conversation that is overlooked. I do believe that certain people have covered this particular topic before, or along the lines of this particular topic, wherein guys who find women in the Philippines, you're not sure if this is the one you want to be with forever, so you choose to play the field a little bit, only to find out that all the other girls that you deal with, all the other girls that you talk to, at the end of the day, none of them compare to the first girl. Then you have some foreigners, and I'm guilty of this as well. I hate to say it, but I am so guilty, so cold, so guilty when I say this. What do I encourage my foreigners to do when they first come to the country? I say this to just about everybody. I tell them straight up, play the field, man. If you're only here for a couple weeks, enjoy yourself, man. Don't settle down. Don't tie yourself down to anybody. Why should you? Why would you do that? That's stupid. Date around, see what kind of girls you like. See the mentality, the the behavior, the attitude of certain women. See what you like, and then work from there. But what tends to happen is they tell me, oh man, I met this girl online. She's nice. She's sweet. She's my type. She seems like she's got a good vibe with her. She wants to meet me at the airport. You'll have people like me say, no, bad dude. That's bad. Don't do that. But then again, this is coming from somebody who understands that the first one may not be the right one. But then again, on the flip side, who am I to tell you that the first one you meet isn't going to be the one that you're going to be with? You do? You understand? You feel what I'm saying? So I've learned to stop doing that. And I've had to learn over time to stop doing that. To stop telling foreigners, nah, man, you shouldn't go for the first one because, you don't know if that's the one you want to be with. You don't really know if she's really going to be there for you and all that stuff. I had to stop myself from saying that because number one could be the right one. I've known guys who found happiness in the first one they met. I've known guys who found happiness with online dating. They come through, they meet their Filipina. Things seem to work out very well. They're petitioning that young lady go back to the United States. They live a good life together. Not saying that happens often. Very, very few and far between. That's a thin line that we're walking, with bringing them back to the United States after only being with them for a short period of time or talking to them for a short period of time. But what I can say is that I understand the overbearing nature of Filipinas sometimes. And I do understand from the foreigner aspect that it could be a lot to deal with, guys. It could be a lot. The struggle is real, ladies and gentlemen. When I say the struggle is real, I'm saying the struggle is real. Having a young lady underneath you all the time, not talk about my current relationship because I'm good, but before, when I just wanted to play the field, having somebody underneath you all the time, trying to figure out what you're doing, you laid up with somebody else, your phone beeping and ringing and going off, that shit can be annoying. I'm telling you, it's enough to piss you off. And what we tend to do as foreigners, and this has happened to me before, I think it's probably happened to a lot of you guys, maybe not. But when you're frustrated or you're angry at the fact that your Filipina is being overbearing or overcaring, however you want to call it, we tend to lash out. It's not as if we're lashing out at them because we're mad. We're lashing out at them because we're frustrated. Like, damn, sometimes you want to say, damn, bitch, just give me some space. Get up off my nuts, because we're not used to it. You understand? We're not used to it at all. I know I'm not used to it. I'm not used to somebody being up underneath me 24/7. I'm not used to people texting me 24/7 like, what you doing? Where you at? So I don't like the shit. I don't like it. I like to be able to live my life and do my own thing. But when you have somebody like that, the frustration can kick in. So, aside from understanding how these situations unfold, we definitely need to talk about how to deal with overbearing Filipinas. You understand? Because we've talked about the true caring nature of Filipinas for the most part, but we didn't talk about how you could possibly fix it, how you can control it, maintain it, manipulate it, okay? If you are in a situation where you feel that your young lady is super duper overbearing, she's just really, all up in your ass, like, just all up in there. And you really feel like, what, I need to be able to tell this girl, look, kind of need some space, but you don't want to tell her you need space. The way that I like to do it is I like to tell her, babe, I'm going to be busy or I'm going to be doing something between a certain time period. And normally when you're doing something, you don't want to be disturbed, right? So she might ask you what you doing, where you going, whatever. She's going to ask those questions, tell them, I'm going to be with some friends, or, I got to run some errands and stuff like that. And I will text you when I'm done. You understand? If you don't want them to be in your ass through text message, tell them, I'm doing something and I'll text you when I'm finished. I promise. And that pretty much keeps them at bay for the most part. I've never really had an issue. As long as you be like, babe, I'm busy. I'm going to the mall. I got to take care of some things. I got to go pay some bills or whatever it may be. Whatever you're doing that day, whatever errand you got to run. If you don't feel like being disturbed, tell her I'll text you. And then give her a certain time frame. I'll be like, I'm busy right now, or they miscall you or whatever. Tell her, babe, I'm busy right now. I'll call you back in an hour. Give me about 2 hours. I'll call you back. All right, because I'm going to be riding the Jeep. It's going to be hard for me to get home. Whatever it is that you have to say to get your space for that moment, get it. I'm not telling you to lie. I'm not advocating lying, but if you really are doing something and you really don't need to be disturbed, just tell the truth. If you are in a position or a situation wherein you're like, I just want to have my space, I need my peace and quiet, I'd put my phone on silent. That's what I do. I put my phone on silent. When I need my moments, I put my phone on silent. I make sure that if I need to let people know what I'm doing, because I'm not going to be disturbed, like if you're overbearing, overcaring young lady is continuously talking or calling or whatever, tell her, babe, just let me call you back in a certain amount of time. Tell her you need an hour. Tell her you're going to do something. Tell her you need to take a shower, or tell her you need to rest or take a nap or something. You're retired or whatever. Whatever it takes for you to get your moment to yourself, tell her. Most Filipinos do respect that. Most of them respect it. If they're skeptical of you, they'll be in your ass. But, most of the time they'll respect it. But eventually they ain't got no choice but to, give into all that aspect, in my personal opinion. Okay? But then we get into the topic of conversation wherein, if a Filipina's being too overbearing, just get rid of them. Just let them go. Just You don't need them anyways, man. They're just being a nuisance to your life. Why are you so worried about what these overbearing Filipinas are doing? Blah, 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 whoop-de-doo. You do have those types of individuals that will encourage or dictate to you that that is the best thing for you to do. But let me be 100% honest and let me tell you, getting rid of the overbearing, overcaring may or may not be the biggest mistake of your life. It just depends on how you look at it. It may or may not be the biggest mistake you can make. Again, I could say that I was one of those foreigners that, would say, man, if she's getting on your nerves, man, sometimes it's best to get rid of you. But I think in every situation you have to analyze, what is it about her that's getting on your nerves? That's what I have to ask you guys. And when it comes to understanding how to deal with overbearing Filipinas, also you have to ask yourself, what is it about this woman that is getting on your nerves? What is it about this woman that you just can't stand? Or what is it about this woman that's really, frustrating you in the moment? If the only thing that's frustrating you about this woman in the moment is that she's texting you or constantly trying to get in touch with you, and she's just trying to figure out, what you're doing and how you are, if that's all it is, those are the easy fixes. I've just explained to you how to do it. But if she's starting to get aggressive and she's starting to exemplify some of what we like to call that tempo behavior, then you know what you have to do. I mean, there's nothing you can do unless you check it. You got to get rid of it. Unless you check it, then she's got to go. And there are easier ways to check it. I say, if she wants to give you attitude because you need space or, things like that, then that's just not a woman for you, first and foremost. Aside from that, if she's giving you attitude about, wanting to spend some time alone, she may not be the one that works, the best for you. I can't really say that every situation is going to be the same. I can't sit there and act like every situation isn't going to have certain variables, dependent and independent, that is going to determine or dictate how you choose to react to it. But what I can tell you is this. As a man who is dealing with an overbearing Filipina, or as a man personally who has had to deal with overbearing Filipinas, I've always found it best to sit them down and explain to them what is really going on. I don't mind telling a young lady, look, I like to play poker. If that's my activity, when I go play my poker, I just don't really need to be bothered. I'll tell you the truth. I said, you want to go do something, you want to go to Starbucks, hang out, you want to go here, do whatever you want to do, babe. I'm not going to come between you and your happy place and your happy space. So as long as you don't try to come between me and mine, we good. There's nothing wrong with explaining to a Filipina that you need your time. If she can't understand it, then of course she has to go. But for the most part, the overcaring and overbearing, if they genuinely do care, they will care about your happiness. Ultimately, they will care about your happiness, and all they want you to do is be happy. Filipinas, for some crazy reason, God blessed them with the gift of caringness. For the most part, not all of them, but for the most part, the ones that genuinely do care, or the ones that genuinely are, humbled and really are, really have that good heart. Those that He's blessed with the good heart will accept whatever it is that you tell them. If you tell them you need that moment, they'll say, "Okay, I'll give you that time." That's what they will say. The ones that are real, they will. I don't want to call it conceding because that seems a bit aggressive. I don't want to say they will concede to what you mean, but they will agree with and they will accept whatever it is that you tell them. No cap. I've dealt with Filipinas for the majority of my life, at least a third of my life. And all of them, in one way or another, have accepted the fact that if I need my moments, I'm going to keep my moments. Our moments together, they will always be there. But when I need me time, when I need Dr. Mike TV time, I'm going to get my time. And, it's respectable. And most of them, like I said, they won't care. But I have noticed, though, and this is funny to me, I love this aspect about Filipinas. I truly do. This is one of the things that I find to be the most endearing about them. I'll use my young lady as an example, okay? She never in her lifetime watched Ultimate Fighting Championship. She had no idea what mixed martial arts was. But back in the day when we used to get the mixed martial arts for free on a TV channel called Balls, I know it's a funny name. The TV channel was called Balls. All right. When it used to come on, my young lady used to sit down and watch it with me. She was funny though because we would be catching it would be like a replay or something that already played in the United States, and it would come on late. So what she would do is she would go on her phone, and she could figure out the outcome of all the matches, right? So we were watching the Conor McGregor Jose Aldo fight. For any of my MMA fans, my UFC fans who know about this, we were watching the fight. So my girlfriend said 2 words to me. She said, "Don't blink." Next thing I know, I turn my head and I turn back, and of course, the outcome. Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo in like 13 seconds or some shit like that. And I'm jumping around the house like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. My girlfriend's in there happy too. And then she's starting to know the names of fighters and stuff like that. So basically what that story is trying to tell you is how, endearing it is for your young lady to try to involve herself in things that you like, whether it be fishing, whether it be hunting, whether it be, sports, basketball, whatever it may be. The overbearing, overcaring type, they'll try to invest time in understanding what it is that you like. Yes, it may be a bit much. No, you don't require it. But it has to be something that is endearing to you as a person to understand that a young lady is trying to invest herself into knowing what, you like and trying to do the things that you like, instead of trying to force everything that she likes onto you. She know you ain't going to be into no girly shit. But, for a Filipino to take time to understand your likes and, your aspirations and all that good shit, it's a good feeling. Can't front, guys. I cannot front with you on that one. And I've been privy to that type of lifestyle. So the overbearing, overcaring, I say you take it with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen. I say if she's really getting on your damn nerves, but the only bad thing that can come out of the situation, or the only bad thing that you can honestly say about the situation is, oh, she's getting on my damn nerves because she's always asking me where I'm at, or she's always trying to figure out, what we could do together. Or, she just wants to bring me lunch or some shit, whatever it may be. If the worst thing about the situation is something mediocre, is what I'm trying to say, then I say just sit her down and tell her what you need. If she can't understand it, just tell her, this may or may not work out. You understand? And I think that once you let it be known that it may or may not work out, maybe, just maybe, she'll get on a good foot. And if she doesn't, then push comes to shove. You know what you got to do. Don't hold on to nothing that can't be fixed, ladies and gentlemen. Don't hold on to anything that cannot be fixed. All right, I think that I've stretched this out long enough to become a particular live stream topic. Kind of pissed off that I'm not going to be able to live interact with you guys on this particular video premiere. I'll be with you in the chat, hopefully. I'm just a little upset because this right here really means the world to me to be able to, have my one-on-ones with you guys. But like I say, guys, get the support up for the good doc, man. Get the likes up, definitely. And I appreciate those that came through. Let me shout out my people who came through before my show actually messed up. My boy Frederick Mason was there. I know my boy Tim H was there. I know Rain Man was there. And I appreciate all of you guys coming through and showing love to the good doc and sitting it out and listening to it even though it was choppy. I know my man Channel 19 was there. All you guys, man, thank you for coming through earlier and trying to stick it out with me. But when the mic ain't right, it's not gonna be a fun night. And unfortunately, this is the way that I'm gonna have to convey my message. Regardless, I'm gonna get it to you guys in one way or another. All right, so with that being said, it has been fun. It has been real, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, the good doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Maha kita. Mabuhay. Peace.